Take a deep breath with me, everyone who's joining on the replay or on the live. Welcome, Maria. Welcome. Thank you for being with me. Take a deep breath into the deep, deep, deep core of your belly, below the navel, the wisdom center, and just exhale and plunge deep into the embrace of Mother Earth. Welcome, beautiful ones. So I am so excited, and I also wanted to come on here to chat with you about something that came up over the weekend, and I promised that I would talk a little bit about it, and I'm just gonna see what comes through as I go. But before that, I'm really, really excited because over the weekend, I actually went to do something I've never done before, and that is fire walking. I was like, I'm so ready to do this because my 2023 motto right now is like, do whatever that I've never done before in my life. And it's a question that I always ask anyone who joins my free group, the Siren Goddess Collective. It's like, what is the one thing you're going to do this year that you've never done before? And I'm always so excited to hear what it is, and I want to get you to comment as well if you want to share, like, what is the one thing you've never done before and you want to do this year? Okay, comment, let me know. I'll be so excited to hear that. And secondly, I'm doing something that I've never done before as well in my business, and I am actually going to launch an all new, brand new Siren Goddess Mastermind. I'm so excited for this because in the mastermind, my intention is for all of us to really join hands and come into this beautiful, sacred, lush, transformative space to create a high level embodied experience so that you can walk but not walk alone, and know that yes, you can get the mentorship that you truly deserve, but also be surrounded by amazing women who are doing the same thing, and actually feel like you're, oh my god, I'm rising so quickly, but I'm also being held and anchored in my vortex of stillness. So if this is for you and you are ready to walk as a high being going about in a human vessel you created and allow something so sacred to drop an anchor into you, and you want to align with your cosmic magnificence and go out and come into full expression in your fullest power as a multidimensional leader, then DM me because I have two levels. I've made it really super accessible because I really felt truly aligned with that. There are two levels, there's a sapphire level and there's a diamond level. And I'm really excited because I haven't fully launched it yet. So this is I would call it an early, intuitive, loyal bird offer. Because as I drop more information, the price will go up. So if you're like intuition led and you're like, yes, yes, yes to this, just join because you will not regret. I'm absolutely here to deliver. I'm absolutely here to hold space for this. And I can't wait to see what kind of beautiful goddesses will come into this. You will also receive a divine frequency 2-day activation masterclass called This Is Your Calling when you sign up. So it's going to be super exciting, jam-packed. And again, it is a mastermind. So this is all about really coming into a sacred space with other interactions, divine integration, and intensive magnification on what it is that you want to really integrate, and what is it that's disintegrating in your life that you want to release, and what can we really start to fill into your empty spaces and start to build you up into a multidimensional leader. All of these things will be taking space in the mastermind. I will say enough of this right now because the more information I drop in, the higher the price will be. So I'm gonna zip. But if this is for you, DM and you'll get the link and you'll get to register ASAP. So limited spaces as well, needless to say. I can't wait to invite you all in, whoever that's called to join. Okay? That's my 4-minute spiel. Now I'm gonna dive into today's conversation. All right, so if you are not aware, I have a free Facebook group called the Siren Goddess Collective. And if you're watching in the collective, great. I also stream this on Instagram, but I don't save it on Instagram. you get to see the replay in the collective. So hop on in if you're not in already. And also in the collective, I do have a group chat. As you know, Facebook groups, they have this new function or semi-new function where you get chats. And I'm so grateful that in the chat, we get so many meaningful conversations streaming through. Like there's absolutely no spam allowed and tolerated. And I'm grateful there is not been any spam happening in my world. So that's amazing. So one of the questions that really came up by one of the goddesses who's in the collective is that what do you do when your soul is so ready to go out and do what it wants to do and what it remembers is here to do, but something beyond the mind is stopping me from doing it? So I would assume that that would be like your external circumstances, certain things that are happening in your life that is not allowing you to go forward and do what you need to do, what you truly desire to do, and you feel really kind of cock blocked basically, right? Okay, so I want to address that and coming from my own point of view. So I just want you to receive this with open heart. If anything resonates and lands with you, awesome. If it doesn't, that's okay too. I'm cool with that. I just wish for you to open up and receive. And, if anything comes up for you, I will be happy to chat. Okay, so I'm just double checking that. Oh, okay, I'm not missing anyone's comments. All right. So I want to share my story a little bit because I want you to see um, where my channeled message is coming through, and also to see what's coming through out from elsewhere as well. I have no idea what's going to come through, so I'm just going to answer the question really wholeheartedly. I have lived for a long time in a way that felt like I didn't have the power to own my life and live the way I want to. And some of you may be new to my space, but I was born and raised in Malaysia. And, even from my earliest memory, I've always wanted to kind of just run away from my home country because I always felt like there is never a space for expansion, or everything is just so slow there. There's nothing we can get quick enough. Like everyone else in the West gets all kinds of access to things. And, sometimes even being here in Edinburgh, Scotland, I would sometimes look at my husband and listen to his childhood memories, or just look around here as I live through what I'm so grateful to live through every day here. I would tend to suddenly have this moment of almost like a childhood voice that comes up and say, wow, they're so lucky because they have access to some things that they just take for granted. But for me, growing up in Malaysia, it would have been so fucking amazing. Like I would have like literally felt like this is God sent, little things, like people in Scotland, born and raised in Scotland, they get free access to study in further studies, free, totally free. They don't have to pay a single cent to go to the universities that they chose to go to, or things like even like TV channels, like simple things like TV channels and books, they get to buy any books under the sky here. Whereas back in the day, I can still remember living in Malaysia, I had to wait months and months, and I had to put in special orders at a very particular bookstore to get a book. And I was a big bookworm. So it was one of, it's those little things that really added up and made me feel like I was missing out on so many things, that I grew up feeling really resentful for my surroundings. And, needless to say, I grew up in a tropical country. So there's no seasons in Malaysia. Every day it's sun, hot sun, and then rain. It's like tropical rain, the kind that's storm. And then the next day you get sun again, and then the storm, and then the sun again, and the storm. And so I grew up hating that. I really grew up hating that. My husband, whenever he visits Malaysia, he's like, I love this. And he'll be the only person sitting out in like the sun, because all of us Malaysians are like, no, we hate the sun. You know what I mean? So it's quite funny being with him because he really makes me see things through his eyes in a way that I never saw my home country through, and it's so beautiful and such a God blessed, a blessing, a really God blessed thing to happen. But growing up, I really hated that, and all my life, I really literally just wanted to run away. I wanted to live in a city like London. I wanted to really live the high life, and I dreamt that I was a writer like Carrie Bradshaw, and I didn't care if I lived in a shoebox, and it would be amazing. Like I told myself at the time, I was like, I don't care if I live in a shoebox or I earn nothing. I will live in a great big city like London. And, I worked so hard. Oh, yeah, you can. Live Kaz, let me know where you're at right now. So, growing up, I really didn't like my circumstances. And, for a long time, I really felt like, I wouldn't be able to control my circumstances. I can't run away from this because this is who I am, and I have a passport that is Malaysian, and this is it, until the point where I realized, oh my God, I can apply to study in the UK. I can work really freaking hard and get into a university in the UK, and then get into workforce in the UK and stay on and work in London or something like that. Oh my God, Cornwall, that's a dream. I would love to go there. That's one of the places. Like, I love Daphne du Maurier, if you know the writer. I just dream of Cornwall all the time, by the way, just letting you know. Okay, so yeah, so growing up, I felt that way for the longest time. So I truly understand that question. That question that was asked by one of the beautiful divine women in the group. And right now where I am at, oh, I would love to visit. Tell me more. DM me. um, Truly where I am at right now is like I think that girl back then would not recognize this version of who I am. Why? Because firstly, I'm so deeply connected with my ancestral lines. Like I'm so deeply connected with my bloodline, all of those beings that I know of as my ancestors and beyond. I pay so much respect to them every single day. I call them in and they're with me all the time when I'm in tea ceremonies, working with other clients or working with myself, working through some of my own old threads of generational stories and things like that, and weaving them again, taking them apart and weaving them back together to form this beautiful truth that I can, use to serve a greater good. And secondly, I miss home very much. I have a beautiful relationship with my parents right now. Growing up, I've always had this really horrible, really difficult relationship with my mother. And, some of you know the story. I've had many years of eating disorders. And one of the big reasons why I had that was because I thought I could prove to her that I could become who she wanted me to be. One of the things was she would say a lot to me is like, you have to lose weight and look slimmer and things like that. And I thought that would be the way to get her to love me, which was really an illusion, right? It was an illusion because she loves me in the way she does. And I didn't understand that until I started to really work through myself, my own stuff, and really untangling some of my things and forgiving myself big time for the things that I thought I could perfect in a perfectionist way do. And I suddenly see that my mother is also having her own human experience, and I have been able to reconnect with her in a way that I wouldn't have been able to if I was still going through unconsciously and resentful and angry at life and angry with the circumstances that I was born into. And I'm able to be here today. I've been able to go to do things that I thought I'd never be able to do, like living in Hong Kong, getting a dream job at a dream company, and living here now in Edinburgh, a great city. The lands here are just steeped with so much ancestral history and spirit. Doing the work I love to do, serving in a big way, calling myself a multidimensional leader and serving other multidimensional leaders. I don't take this for granted. I don't. And even speaking about that, my heart is just, it just wants to spill out to you. And I wish you could see how divine that is. And one of the things I want to say is that first and foremost, I had to really let go of my old identities, and I had to really let go of my illusions of security. I know it may not sound very good to hear this, like illusions, they're not illusions, it's the truth. My circumstances, I can't change it. I can't leave this place, I can't leave that, I can't just do this. My children are here, and all of these things. I understand that. I hear you. But I call them illusions of security because it is precisely that. The mind creates these illusions so that you can stay safe, so that your nervous system doesn't kick up a fuss, so that you don't get into a space of hypertension, so that you don't get into a space of fight, flight, fear response. So it is truly your responsibility to do the work to calm the nervous system, to connect with something greater than this physical you. I call it a divine connection. Yeah, whether you call it with the source or Tao, as I call it, the universe, God, goddesses. Find that connection and go beyond the mind. And these words seem cheap, right? Because it really is. No way around it. I'm very honest about these things. These words are cheap because intellectually we can understand it, we can get it, but it doesn't mean we can do it. Doesn't mean that we can be it, right? This is why I always say you want to get into a high level container. Like the Siren Goddess Mastermind is created for this. You want to come into embodiment. You want to be held in a space where, first and foremost, you are surrounded by people who cheer you on, who have elevated conversations, who leverage on your failures and leverage on your disintegration and your surrender. And I am here. I am here for this. I am here because I am a mentor who plays in the void. I am a mentor who walks through the unknown. And I've done this. I've built a spirit-led business through playing in the void. I've had support around me all the time as well. I couldn't have done this alone. And so, yes, it is our responsibility to understand what is exactly the void. What is exactly an authentic power? How can I use my authentic power when there are no circumstantial power given to me? What if my circumstances are not in my favor right now? How do I navigate this? How do I make sure my nervous system is anchored in while I go out and do all the incredible things? I have a divine private client. Her name is Becky. She shared yesterday in the group chat like such a beautiful story. She shared how she's invested in an immersion with me one-to-one called Siren Goddess the Pearl for 4 months. And then after that, she graduated into a 1-year mentorship container called At Mystery's Gate. Spots are open. If you're interested, DM me. And she said that she made the decision while she has had so many things happening all around her. Her husband is retiring, she's pivoting her business, she's got her house in renovation. Like, she's not waiting for life to slow down for her to kickstart her life. She's going. She's compounding the effect of her momentum, and she's gonna rise, and she's rising so quickly because she's committed and devoted to this path. It doesn't matter if you're doing it with me or if you're doing it with me, you know you're going to get results like that. Absolutely. But you want to get into a space where you actually get really honest with yourself. Like, am I waiting to start? What am I waiting for? Like, what am I waiting for? Am I waiting for, like, I've heard this so many times. Thousands of women spoke to me before. There will be people who would say, I'm waiting for my children to graduate, then I'll go and do that. My parents say that all the time. They used to say that, like, I will wait until I retire to do that. And then now they are retired and they are wishing that I wish I did that. And you know what? I love my parents, and I also learned that I would not ever want to be that woman who was who is so much older and is saying things like, you know, uh, when I was younger, I used to be so much more la 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 la, so much more adventurous, so much more excited, so much more whatever. I don't want to do that. I want to be the woman who is always saying, yes, oh my God, yeah, I'm going to do that today. I'm going to do that today. I'm going to do that today. No matter what age I'm in, no matter what circumstance I'm in, like, for example, going firewalking, like it was a miserable day. It was raining. The temperature took a deep dip, and it was literally like single digit temperature degrees Celsius, and then we still went ahead. And my husband was like, oh, and I was like, I don't know why, but I just felt like I need to do this. And I walked through the coals like a fire goddess. I was like, I'm going to do this again. So I went a couple of times. I went a couple of rounds. I only got video for one time, but I did a couple of rounds. I swear to God. But it's so incredible when we actually say, no matter what, this is who I am. No matter what, okay, my soul, get clear on what my soul really is here to do. Your soul is always unfolding into your wholeness. Your wholeness is born just as it is from the very first moment you manifested on earth. The first moment you drew your breath, the first moment the soul star dropped into you and brought you to life, that your soul is there. That wholeness is already there. And then we are here as we go through life. We are here to unfold deeper into that wholeness. So we're unfolding deeper and deeper into that wholeness. I'm always here to remind you that you're not just this physical being. You are an energy being. You are energy. You are created by energy. And you are a cosmic being here to create your creation. Your life is your creation. You are the creator of your life. So yes, sometimes it will grate on you to think, damn it, if I'm the creator, why is my life like this? It sucks. But you know what? I would encourage you, I invite you to take a proper look at what that actually means. I am a creator of my life means I can create anything in my life. How exhilarating and freeing and liberating that is. When that landed for me, when I was sitting right here in the same spot, by the way, and looking at my computer and hating my life because I was coming out of a really huge investment in my business at that time, a couple of years ago. And I was hating my life because I blamed myself for putting down so much money into something that quote unquote didn't work for me. And I told myself, oh my God, I'm so sick and tired of this feeling. I'm so sick and tired of blaming other people. I'm so sick and tired of being helpless. And so I told myself, I'm gonna do this no matter what, because this sacred work is so damn important. I don't care. If I need to pick myself up again and start from zero, so be it. Because money will come in again once I start. I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna invest in someone who's going to help me. And I did. I invested big time again. And this is the thing. It's like we can choose, right? It is a decision. But if we truly understand that we are this energy, we are this creator, we don't actually have to choose at all because we know everything is happening in our favor, everything. And if that thing is like bulging out of us, it's telling us, do it, do it, do it, do it. And we're sitting on the fence and we're waiting. Okay, cool. You know what? That moment might pass, but I truly believe, and I'm being honest, I truly believe that because the Tao is such a compassionate teacher, that opportunity will circle back again and again. That opportunity will be like a lesson. If you don't see the lesson now, it's going to come back. So yeah, it could be like someone who looks like your ex doing it to you again. Same thing, like same, different person, same thing, different boss, same thing. Can you see the pattern? Can you see the lesson yet? Oh, you haven't seen it yet. All right, I'm gonna come back again. Oh, okay, you're getting it a little bit right now, right? All right, all right. Let's start to land you into it. That is what you can do, or you can come into mentorship and you can work through those things so much quicker because here you are being held and you understand how to work with energy. because everything that is happening in your life is energetic. It is like it's like a radiation out of your energy. It is like a mirroring of your energy, because everything, no exception, everything is an energetic match to your vibration. Where you're vibrating at, everything is your energetic match. So if you see someone that's doing things that you desire to do, count that as a blessing, because that person is inspiring you and showing you the way. You can call them a mentor. You can invest in your time and your money to be with that person, because in close proximity, you can learn things that you would never learn just by watching them. Integration and transformation is an embodied experience. You've got to feel it. You've got to feel it, like experience it, to be able to go through the transformation. That is why it's so worth the price. So worth it. Every woman that comes into my world always says this. The minute they pay, it's like something has transformed already, because they back themselves. They say yes to themselves. They didn't say yes to me. They say yes to themselves. So no matter what your circumstances are, you can always make a decision to go for what you truly desire. And I will not sugarcoat this. When you come into alchemy, the first thing I always say to you is, you've got to drop the need to know. You have to surrender what you think you are here to create, because alchemy will always happen only, true alchemy, I would say, it will always happen only when you're truly surrendered. No more identity attached to what you will achieve or what results you will get. No more identity attached to how you will do it. It's simply this deep knowing that, okay, I am so ready to rise. I'm devoted to truly living on purpose. I am so devoted to embodying my presence, my true cosmic magnificence, my presence that is, I know, this higher being, the original medicine. I'm here to serve. I'm here to create an impact. I want to know who she is. And I want to embody who she is. And so you go forward into that space, and then all the things that you do will begin to create this energetic form, so that you raise your vibration. You raise your vibration to become this truth of who you really are. And you are anchored into that truth. You are anchored into that vortex of stillness. Nobody can wobble you. Nobody can unsettle you. It's like being even in the circumstances that you don't wish to be in. You know it's happening because, oh, okay, this is because something here is showing me that I need to come into alignment even more. Perhaps my ego was asking for it. It wasn't my true soul that was asking for it. You know, if we're truly empowered, circumstances can't have a hold on us at all. This is the truth. 100%, no matter where you find yourself. You know, I can flourish anywhere in the world now. I don't think about, oh, I have to be in London. Oh my God, I have to be in Hong Kong or whatever. I believe I can be anywhere in the world and I can still flourish. That is what it means to have authentic power. That is what it means to be embodied. So really crack into your heart. You know, it really is a deep, deep moment of walking deeper into yourself and asking yourself what exactly it is that I think is hindering me, but actually it's not. Be really honest with yourself and have so much compassion for yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Don't tell yourself off for being an imposter or a weakling and all of these things that I'm so familiar with, right? I used to do that. But the real magic happens if you want your mind to come on board with you, because that's the whole thing that and this is something I do really deeply with my clients. You want to train your mind to come and work with you, not alone, not against you, not fighting to survive, okay? To do that, you have to embrace the mind into the fold. You've got to be that grandmother willow. You got to be that wisdom, the wiser one who knows, hey, mind, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to pretend to be my soul, and you're trying to tell me that I'm not doing well, that I can't do anything to fix this, or I can't change my circumstances. But hey, I see you, I hear you, and I know what you're doing. It's okay, because I know whatever it is, everything is in my favor, and I'm going to get some help. I'm going to get some support here. And it's going to be scary, but mine, I'm going to tell you, this is going to be the best decision we've ever made, because I said so. Because I said so. Because I know I'm the goddess. I'm reclaiming my throne. I am coming back into my creator power. Feel into that. Isn't that empowering, right? This is what it means, and that's the kind of mentorship I hold. My clients don't come in and wish that I fix things for them. They are empowered. They know this is going to work for them. No matter what, they're going to take away something big from this, no matter what. And this is sovereignty. I'm not here to create and sculpt you into the same person that I am. I'm here to ask you to unveil yours. I'm here to guide you to unveil your own truth, your own vortex of stillness, because it is yours to take forever with you, to guide you, to align you with your own Tao. When you are aligned with the Tao, you don't need to survive another day or struggle, because you just are. You are love, you are abundance, you are freedom. You don't have to find yourself. It's always been in you. It's always been in you. It's time for you to step up and go and bring it back into the fold. Bring it back into the fold. Okay? So this is me. I hope this served you. I know I have a lot more to say about this, but I do have to go. I have another appointment. But I will send you so much love now. And if you have anything coming up for you, feel free to DM me, comment, share. And if you love this, share my profile if you want to. That will be very amazing. Sending you all so much love. Big kisses.